we should do it with, like, the camera facing this way, because we got something to look at, you know?
Yeah, because I just be looking.
Yeah, you can just look right at the phone. Alright. Hey, guys, this is episode 2 of the 11 podcast. I'm Nate.
I'm Sydney.
This is my wife.
This is my husband.
Alright, and in today's episode, we will be talking about masculine and feminine energy. More so from our perspectives. But, you know, maybe you might hear something that might help you in your relationship or a future relationship. But we'll talk about first masculine energy. I think for me, having knowledge of self, knowing who you are as a person, having confidence, being able to gain knowledge and spread that knowledge within your household is masculine. I feel like if you're not bringing nothing, like if you're not bringing any knowledge to your home, to your family, then like how are y'all gonna progress and move forward? You guys would probably just get caught in like a cycle, just a constant cycle. So it's like if you're not always elevating your mind, you're not gonna be able to elevate in life.
What do I feel like masculine energy is?
Yes.
Before, I always thought masculine energy was like monetary. I also like love and stuff, but like I never thought about. Don't make it seem like I thought of you for money. That's not what I was saying. If that's what you thought I was saying.
I did not say nothing.
Okay, but I feel like you looking at me like I used to think that like masculine energy was like okay. For me, I felt like it was the head of the household, but I felt like society viewed it as like monetary, so it's like you always gotta be bringing in more than me, like monetary. You know what I'm saying? But masculine energy is the head of the household. So like while I'm taking care of the kids, teaching them, taking care of the house, whatever, the masculine man is supposed to go out and provide for his family, bring back knowledge, like you said. And also take care of the household. So, yeah.
Okay. I agree with that. I guess to touch on what you said, so you feel like for masculine, he should basically be the provider of things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which would make sense, because I believe that the feminine is a nurturer of things. So
Yeah.
the man provides, the woman nurtures it. So whatever the man provides, she will nurture or, you know, multiply it. If we go to an emotional side for masculine, it's important not to ignore your emotions. Like most men feel like they're not manly if they feel emotion. So like even when they do, they try to suppress it.
That's what mostly every man, black man is taught. Like, don't cry.
Yeah. I feel like it really takes a man to like face that and like
Learn how to deal with it.
Yeah, and learn how to deal with emotions. For a lot of black men or black people in general, fear is translated as anger. And most people, so it's like once you get past that point where you have enough emotional intelligence, that's like a badge to add to your manliness. Cause like nothing, I feel like it's a manly trait to be able to be calm, and like nothing can get to you. Like you know what I'm saying? Like nobody can do anything to really throw you off. That's a good trait to have. So definitely being emotionally intelligent.
That's something that's important to figure out before you have kids. That way your kids can grow up.
Yeah.
Knowing that off rip.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely important because a lot of kids grow up seeing their parents unhealed. They see the good and the ugly of their parents. Right. So I feel like we're taking the right steps to
prevent it.
You know, yeah, because even though we do get baby fever sometimes, but it's not gonna happen until we're ready. But But yeah, I do think it's important to be emotionally intelligent as a masculine, or you want to call yourself a masculine. I feel like masculine is being emotionally intelligent.
Okay. I agree.
I feel like a man needs purpose. Really, just being a man of God. I guess that's really what I'm thinking. Like,
Okay.
I feel like if he's not a man of God, then who does he? Like, what does he fear? You know, not that he should fear God, but be a man of God, or of some type of belief in some type of higher power. Because if he's just of this world, then I feel like he would do anything. You know, like you can't really trust a person like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you can't trust a person that's just like you don't believe in nothing. So but yeah, I feel like a man that believes in God is masculine, because it's like, again, it goes back to being emotionally intelligent. It's like once you understand yourself, once I posted that today, I was like, once you know yourself, you know God. And if you know God, you know yourself, because those things align. Like you should align with God. So if you're always aligned, then nothing can throw you off. So you can understand your thought patterns better. Like I used to get lost in my thought patterns because I didn't understand them. Like I would get sad or discouraged about something, but those were emotions. It wasn't really what the situation was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I would
That's
get
what
lost.
made you feel.
Yeah, so I would get lost in my emotions for days, and then but whole time I could have been doing something about it. I could have just changed my mood and went and did something about it, you know. And once you get lost in those emotions, it's hard to pull yourself out. But once you understand your thought patterns, you understand that, okay, how I feel right now is not me. It's just how I feel. It's telling me that I need to change something. But for feminine energy, go ahead.
How do you feel about feminine energy?
I feel like feminine energy is nurturing. Like,
yeah,
man provides, woman nurtures. So,
I feel like I'm gonna feed off what you said about like when you have a masculine man who's like a man of God, and they view things differently, and they walk differently, and they're actually coming home teaching you stuff, making you want to do stuff. That lets a woman be in her feminine energy. I do self-care to make me feel good. That's just one of the things I do. It's just something about washing your hair, or like doing all of these things at one time. Because sometimes I wash my hair, and then like days later I'll do my facial, or days later, like if I do it all in one day, that just makes me feel better. I don't know why.
Yeah, taking.
I think most girls do that. Most girls do that.
Yeah, taking like a full day to take care of yourself. Yeah. I understand that, definitely. I have days like that too, where I just take a whole day to myself. Like go play basketball, go to the park, work out.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think of it as that. I guess I just don't think of it as that.
Yeah.
I don't think those are self-care days. Because you're supposed to have self-care days together. Sundays.
But is it really self-care? That's like
I know.
I mean, or our care day. But self-care.
I didn't think of it like that, though. I'm saying that's like a good thought for me to have when that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even say what I thought feminine energy was. I think feminine energy is like you said, nurturing, following your intuition, being in tune with yourself, which I'm still trying to figure out, and then how you carry yourself too.
Okay. All right. So then let's get into ourselves, how our perspectives of what we're going through in masculine, feminine, and then what we're going through to get to that point. Okay, so where are you at right now? Like
in my feminine energy?
Yeah, trying to get like really into your true feminine. Like,
I think I'm learning to nurture things. Like, okay, we got these plants months ago, and look at them growing. I'm growing more plants too.
Yeah, that is crazy. I need to make sure I take time every day to look at these, or maybe just once a week, because like the way they're growing is crazy.
Like that one was super small.
Yeah, like all these plants were small when we first got them.
Yeah, so learning how to nurture those. We got 2 cats. Learning how to take care of them, what they need.
Yeah.
Still learning to take care of myself, take care of my husband, take care of everything basically.
Yeah.
a very much work in progress. My intuition, I feel like I have a good intuition,
I think
but my intuition also drives me crazy.
I feel like you're too emotional to trust your intuition.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you go off your emotions more. Like even if like I'll tell you something and you'll tell me
It's not really like
I'll tell you something and like we'll agree that it makes sense, but you still won't do it
because I
you're
always think
emotional.
about like what's gonna happen, what's the worst. I don't think what's the worst that can happen. I think like the worst is gonna happen, and that's my problem.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean that's something we both gotta work.
We
on,
just
I
grew up
guess.
differently.
I think sometimes though, like yeah, we grew up differently, and I think sometimes I try to give you advice, and it seems so simple to me.
It's not
Because
the same for
yeah,
me.
because I feel like I'm already at a point where it's easy for me to.
You just have a different thought process
Trust
than
my
me.
intuition, and yeah, we have different thought
I'm
processes.
emotional.
So.
You're what? Logical? I don't know.
I mean, men are naturally just more logical, and women
Okay,
are more
yeah,
emotional.
emotional.
But I mean, both genders still think logically and emotionally. I think.
Okay, they just lean more towards other.
Yeah, but
that's what they stand for.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I guess so. But what was I about to say? I said I think sometimes I give you advice and it sounds easy for me, but it sounds hard for you. And because I'm not you, I don't know how you're thinking. Like I don't know your thought process. So that's really the hard part because like I hope the advice I'm giving helps, but at the same time, no, I just gotta let you figure it out on your own because it's like.
That's how most of it.
And all I can do is like do the things that will help you be able to have more of that time to yourself, you know, or have more freedom to do the things that will help you get there. You know? Because I mean, we are a young couple, so like we working together. So she's holding she holds a lot down so I can get where I need to be, and I feel like that's important. Because you could just meet somebody that already is established and, you know, y'all get together and everything just runs smooth. But when you choose to get married young or choose to commit to someone young, like, you got to expect to have that hard time because y'all got to build something together. Y'all got to build something from the ground up. So it's not going to be pretty and it's not going to be exactly what you want it to be.
Let's just say we got married June 25th. So it's been like what 4 or 5 months, 6 months, and during those 6 months, I feel like I learned a lot. Like I went into it thinking everything's gonna be peaches and creams.
Yeah,
and then
I already knew it wasn't gonna be like that. I already saw all this happen. I feel like I saw.
I feel like I knew I wasn't gonna. Go ahead.
I feel like I saw everything that has happened. I saw it already before it even happened because like. Just from how I grew up, like I already knew what the struggle is like. Like I knew it wasn't gonna be easy, but like at the same time, I already knew what kind of person I was. So like I knew we would be okay. Like as far as our relationship, I always felt like nothing was gonna come in between us. But I knew the struggles that was gonna come with it. I knew you didn't see that going in, but like something told me was telling me like. No, don't do it yet. Just
you
wait.
regret it?
No.
Or you just felt like you shouldn't have done it?
No, I'm about to tell you.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Alright, so someone was telling me that, but my like real gut feeling was telling me like just go with the flow. Yeah, it's like just go with the flow. Why wait anyway? Like why not get to experience this with the person you say you love, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like no matter what happened, as long as we stick together, we're gonna be fine. And that's just how I always looked at it. Like if we failed and we had to go back to how things was, then okay, at least we tried. Like we put both of ourselves out there for each other, which is really how I looked at it. So, but that's one thing to look for because it is really important to be prepared for that. That building process. And honestly, I don't think either of our goals, like we don't really care to live like lavish or nothing. I don't
I
think,
mean,
as long as we can like go have a good time, I don't really care for like a big house or nothing like that.
I mean, like my brother was saying, I feel like I don't want to have a big house, but I want to have a house like, I don't know, 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom.
I mean, that's a decent sized house, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a big house to me, but
That's a big house to you?
yeah.
I mean, I grew up in a house. You know, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I'd rather live at home, like, comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go, like, out. I want to live on a farm, grow our own food.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't really care for a big house, but I do want land.
I want to be able to do everything at home.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't care for a big house, but I do want land. That's important to me because if I get land, I can always add on to my house.
I mean, we plan to have what, as many kids as we can afford.
Yeah.
So we gotta have that room for the kids, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You're right. I was saying though, I'd rather have. I'm more focused on getting a piece of land, a good piece of land. I'm not really
To start out
looking.
with?
Yeah, I'm not looking for a big house. I'm looking for land.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'll build a house. And then build upon that. But where we at? How we get into houses? Oh.
How was I doing with my feminine energy?
Okay, so yeah.
I don't know how we got all the way there, but
it is what it is. We just
okay. How I carry myself? I feel like I always carry myself with feminine energy.
Mm.
I sometimes have to check my like attitude and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I come off as masculine. Besides my energy, sometimes my attitude sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think an attitude means you're masculine. I think.
I view myself like the most feminine when I have a good attitude. Not saying that's masculine. I'm just saying that's just not a good thing to contribute to femininity.
I think you're associating like being aggressive with masculine. Like when you're upset or mad, you think it's masculine. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think it's masculine or feminine. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's masculine. I think that's just emotions.
It's a part of me being feminine. For me, is not having a bad attitude.
So that's what's
like I'm gonna try to be in the positive like mindset all the time. Like I don't want nothing to make me mad.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like, okay, so here's the thing with emotions, right? So, being emotionally intelligent is not about not feeling your emotions. It's not about like being like a damn like robot that don't feel nothing. It's about I'm going to acknowledge the fact that I'm mad right now. I'm not going to act out of it, but I'm going to acknowledge that I'm mad and then see what I need to do to fix that. If I'm in a situation and I'm upset or mad, first I'm going to ask myself,
what am I feeling right now?
Yeah, like, what am I feeling? And then I'm going to ask myself, okay, why am I feeling it? And then is that why something serious? Like, is that something that's going to affect me, like, tomorrow when I wake up? Is this something that I should be really even that mad about?
This is another thing I should be thinking about.
And then, like, if it is something that's going to affect me, like, in a week or 2 weeks, okay, then what can I do up to that point? Or what can I do up to that point and after that point? Like, what am I going to do? Because my emotions aren't going to, like, me sitting here mad is not going to change it. Okay. I still have to physically get up and go do something to change it. So it's like using your emotions as fuel. Signs. Yeah, it's like signs and fuel to make a decision.
Now, what do you think femininity is?
I think being feminine, again, like I said, is nurturing. I feel like anything a man gives a woman, she nurtures it and then gives it back. Like, if I give her my seed, she's going to nurture it and then give me a baby.
We gotta go into health.
If I put food in the house, she's going to give me a meal, or if I bring wealth to the house, she's going to make the house a home. Like, stuff like that. And I think a feminine is also being nurturing to the masculine, like literally being nurturing, like
Yeah.
just nurturing me, like her nurturing me is the feminine. So um, I think that's feminine for me.
Okay. I agree with all those things.
Where am I at? Like,
In your
yeah,
masculinity.
in my masculine. I would say I'm at a point of just like mastering everything that I've already learned, and then
Consistency.
yeah,
That's another thing I didn't mention.
yeah, being consistent. Not even really the consistent. It's like I gotta keep my motor up, like my drive, my confidence. Cause I'll have spurts where like my confidence is just like
Gone.
all the way up, and then I'll have spurts where it's like I fall off, and I think it's really because I think it's really because you get, I think it's really because I made a video on this too. I feel like it's because I get caught up in my goals and I forget my like true intentions, like and what I even set out those goals for. So I get caught up in the goal itself, like we're forgetting that what I want is actually more important. So if I just put it in that light or in that sense, then it'll open my mind back up to
Different opportunities.
yeah, different opportunities to get to that same point sometimes. So I think for me right now, I'm just trying to get to a point where I guess it goes back to emotional intelligence. I definitely feel like I have that in my everyday, like day to day interacting with people. Like nobody
Yeah.
gonna really
You've always been like that.
get to me. Yeah, I've always been super chill, and it would take like a lot to like really get me to snap. Like I see most people and they'll snap over like anything. It's like, bro, are you okay? Like, but I think for me it's just I'm my own
For
worst
real.
enemy. So it's like I'm my own worst enemy, and that's what's caused me to go through all these changes and want to grow because I realized I was my own worst enemy. So I'm still in the late phases. That's all. I'm gonna get to that point though where nothing can get to me. I'm gonna always be just on the go. Everything's a test. Everything's I know everything's gonna be okay regardless. Like I know I'm already gonna get where I want to get. Like I can already see it. So even through the trial and tribulation, it's like that's what keeps me going because it's like I know, like I don't want to say destiny because I don't believe in destiny. I feel like you write your own destiny, but like because I already wrote my own destiny, like it's already there for me. So I don't be really worried. Everything gonna come back around. Even if I miss something, it's gonna come back around regardless because I'm just already
What is the
aligned
quote
with
that I
that.
sent you earlier?
What?
Never be a prisoner of your past. It was just a lesson, not a life sentence.
I don't know if y'all got that, but it said never be a prisoner of your past. It was just a lesson, not a life sentence.
That's the one thing I have to like think about.
Yeah, yeah. I think.
That's the.
So, babe, let me tell you, for you, like, I feel like I can spit like, the coldest game to you, but like, I don't feel like you use it.
I think I have to
don't feel like
learn
you
for
use it.
myself.
Yeah, and that's why I sometimes like I'll tell you stuff, but I don't expect you to. I expected like not to go in one ear and out the other, but I expected to like stick with you. So when you do get to that point, you'll start to remember everything I was telling you. Anyway, um, but I would say this really for anybody, but really just as a man, being sure of yourself, because as a man you got to be able to make decisions and think things through, um, and know when to, and be able to trust your intuition like, and know when to listen to somebody else, and then know when to listen to yourself. You know what I'm saying? It'll be times where you need to listen to whoever's speaking to you, or you need to listen to your lady, like, cause if you get to a point where you feel like, oh, I'm the decision maker, I'm gonna make every single decision.
You have to take care of your wife, your kids.
It's like you can get lost in the sauce sometimes, because it's like it starts to become an ego thing, like I'm the man, I'm the leader, but that's not really how it works. That's a masculine thing to be able to do. And I feel like my intuition is like just so good. Like I feel like it's really crazy. Like I have really good intuition. It's crazy. Cause like some of the stuff that just be happening and how it line up, and it's just like it's no way it's a coincidence. Like that's what made me really trust my intuition more and more. Cause it's like when I start making these decisions and they all seem to line up. Like even if I made the wrong decision, it's so that something else could line up with me making that wrong decision. Like that's how crazy it is. Like, but it's so crazy. But
I feel like I'm trying to get to the point where, you know, that video we're watching, Tab and Chance, and she was like, she's at the point where, well, she was at the point where like, but she was getting what she asked God for, but didn't know like what to do with it. And then later on she learned like, okay, God gave me this thing, and now he's gonna like, I'm asking you what you want me to do with it, not what I want to do with it. So that leads her to like better things. I feel like that's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, and that's like, what my intuition is for me. Like my intuition tells me, it lets me know what God has planned for me. You know, like it lets me know. Okay, just trust, just have faith, and do this. Like you might
a couple times.
Yeah,
like
you might feel like you've fallen, or like it's like dang, like I feel like I'm doing all this, but it's not paying off.
Yeah.
But it's literally just get like all that stuff in between is lessons. Like it's showing you it's lessons. So now when you get to that point, you ready now. Like you might have wanted something so bad, you feel like you was doing all the right stuff.
But God, no, you didn't.
But you weren't ready for it. Like you had to learn those lessons. But it's okay. You're gonna be rerouted. Like you're gonna get back to it. It's good. But yeah, to wrap that back into masculinity, intuition, and knowing when to be that alpha, and then when to take a step back, which is still being alpha, because you still in control of that. You still letting somebody else take charge, you know, or letting somebody else give you advice.
Open-mindedness.
You said what?
Open-mindedness.
Yeah, open-mindedness. That's a better way to put it. I could have just said that. Being open-minded. Lauryn Hill said something in a song. I was just talking to Reed about this. She was, I don't know if it was her or something just in the song that said, one who knows something knows that they know nothing at all. Somebody who really knows something knows that they don't know everything, you know? So always listen. Whether you take that and apply it, always listen. And I feel like that's one thing for me. I've always been so observant. Because I've been so quiet and like chill, I've always been so observant. So I hear and see, I've heard and seen everything since I was a little kid. Like I've observed everything. So like I know the bad, and I know the good. I know the truth when I see it. I know the lies when I see it. I know the real when I see it. I know the fake when I see it. Like nothing can get through me, you know. And I might act like I don't notice or care, but like I'm gonna move accordingly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Being open-minded. That's a good one. All right, I guess that's it. You got anything to add, man?
No, not a masculine, feminine. No.
All right. Y'all leave some comments down. Anything that we did or didn't touch on. I feel like the next video should be.
I feel like we should do diet.
Even
though it's hard for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do diet.
Okay, I was gonna say the next episode should tie off of this into childhood traumas, but I guess we can do that.
We can do that first. We can do that first.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think the next episode we should go off of masculine and feminine into childhood traumas because I feel like this would tie into it very well, just from a household standpoint, like what it looks like to have,
cause and effect.
Like why it's so important to have that man and woman in the house.
Both together.
Yeah, but yeah, that'll probably be the next video. But thank y'all for watching. Follow me at NateGB_ on Instagram and Twitter. I'll also put up a Barber page. That is also NateGB_ cuts CUTZ. You can find me on there. Link and stuff should be in the bios to book and whatnot. And your social media?
I only have Instagram. It's Sydney Page with 2 S's.
Yes.
SYDNEI.
NEI.
Okay.
All right. Y'all have a great night or day, depending on what time you're watching this. Peace.